Mute out.
Hey, well, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Some of you guys are plugging in here 2 a.m. in the morning. You know, congratulations for showing up, because I always say you got to show up to blow up. I'll get started this morning. Just want to do a little house cleaning. If you guys weren't on yesterday's update call, the Friday calls are just so powerful. Ben gets on, Nader gets on, the developers get on, and they just cover everything that's going on with the company. I don't have my notes in front of me, but yesterday was just explosive. Congratulations to Fernando. We produced, listen to this, guys, we produced another Crown Diamond. That's the highest rank in this company. That's 2 in less than 7 months, guys. And believe me, when you hit Crown Diamond, you're really literally on the other side of the money. Again, we had another week, explosive week, where over 5,000 people went bronze. We were popping silvers. We popped another diamond. I mean, it's just insane. It's what's going on here. But I want to make you guys, I want to share something with you real quick before I tell my story to you guys, because I got some emails this morning that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. You guys know how I can be on the internet. And I remember when we began this journey with LiveGood, I told Ben that specifically that I knew what was going to happen. We're about to disrupt the entire network marketing community. We're gonna piss a lot of people off out here, because what you're doing is going to change this industry. Not only has this model never been done before, it would be very complicated to even try it. But what's happening is a lot of companies, a lot of leaders, people started leaving their downlines, coming to LiveGood, taking position in LiveGood. You guys all know. With LiveGood, one of the few things we bring out, we let you guys know, you're welcome to work any opportunity you want to. Nobody owns you. You're an independent contractor. You know, and the only thing I get upset about sometimes if I see people being slick, and I've been doing this 30 years for it. I know the game, okay? And when you start contacting people that you've only met through LiveGood or in these groups or in these chats, guys, don't do it. And I mean, you got to be really on the other side of the moon if you're going to email me, trying to recruit me in something. But what's happening is I want to make you guys aware of this. I'm going to share something with you. I'm not going to cover the pay plan because we don't have to do that anymore in these calls. The reason is the pay plan is in your back office. All you do is go to compensation plan, hit that button. It's a video. It is amazing. It will blow your mind. And you really need to learn this pay plan, because if you learn this pay plan, you will be able to recognize game, okay? So what's happening now is not only were the companies and the people bashing LiveGood, now all of a sudden they're trying to copy LiveGood. And it's weird, but I'm starting to get messages and I'm seeing this stuff, and I'm seeing this is like LiveGood. LiveGood. And what aggravates me, what totally gets under my skin, is people out here using the LiveGood name. If you're going to work something else, fine. You don't have to use LiveGood. Why are you all of a sudden now everything's LiveGood if you didn't get LiveGood? And they got all the buzz noise. They're using all the buzzwords, which really don't matter, okay? You're going to hear power line. The power line is nothing more than a marketing system, okay? Anybody can have a power line. It's simply where people can take a free tour and they're placed in a power line. Now, some companies, they're doing that wrong, okay? I saw one the other day where when you join the power line, when you upgrade, you automatically leap above everybody. You don't want that, guys. That's not fair, okay? LiveGood allows everybody a full week to look everything over, kick the tires, but Thursday night is deadline, and nobody jumps anybody. So you could join today on that power line system. You could go sign somebody up right now for free. And as long as they upgrade by Thursday of next week, everybody that comes after them will go on that power line below them. But everybody has until Thursday night, midnight. That's our weekly cutoff. So when I see power lines, they're letting people jump on. No, you don't want that. But here's another buzzword that's out there, matrix. Matrix. Now, I'm gonna blow a lot of minds here, but I'm going to give it to you straight. I would never in my life join a matrix. They don't work. Now, I know you guys are saying, Tim, what are you talking about? We're a matrix. No, we're not. I'm going to prove it to you. We have the smallest component of our compensation plan is that 2x matrix. Why is that there? Then put that in to help the little guy, or the guy that isn't going to do much, and the guy that, or because we want to keep people in long enough to experience what can happen in LiveGood. So in any other company, whether it's a binary, it doesn't matter. You're not going to make any money not sponsoring anybody, okay, or getting customers, right? In LiveGood, yes, you can join LiveGood and earn up to $2,040 a month without ever sponsoring anybody, right? That's there for a reason. That's the matrix portion of the compensation plan. It's a 2x2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Now, when you start seeing matrix, they sound good. Get in early. Let me give you some numbers, okay? Let me give you my number. On our team alone, okay, in my organization, I have over 500,000 active distributors. Listen to me closely. My team, I have over 500,000 active distributors. So you would think, if you don't understand the numbers, that Tim's making a lot of money on that 2x matrix, right? Wrong, wrong, wrong. You see, on a matrix pay plan, it's levels: 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 5, 12,000. I've been doing this a long time, all right? The problem is it gets wider and wider on the bottom. So if I personally sponsor somebody right now today, they're going to go on my 9th level of that matrix. So if this matrix is paying 15 levels, I'm only going to get level 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 on that new person. If anybody comes in that organization below that 15th level that I'm getting paid on, I don't make a dime on it. So let me give you the numbers. Here we go. On my team, I have 500,000 distributors, right? My matrix only has 4,000 distributors. That's it. Everybody else, all 500,000 people, are below that 15th level. I have people on my 300, 400, 500 level. If this was a 15 level matrix, I wouldn't get paid on that. I would only get paid on the 4,000 people in those first 15 levels. Make a long story short, at a quarter a person, I would be earning about $1,200 a month. I think that's what it was last month, my matrix. So when you see matrix run, what you want to see, and nobody talks about, and what they don't want to tell you or want you to know, is understand generational matching. There are no levels. So if I sponsored that same person today that comes in on my level 9, and I teach them the system that we teach, get to, help to, repeat, and they go up there and build a huge organization, hundreds of levels deep, where in that matrix, I wouldn't get paid on that. It's too deep. But here, because I sponsored that person, regardless of levels, whether they came in on level 9, level 15, level 1,000, it doesn't matter. Because I'm going to match that person 50% of their matrix check every month. And at silver rank, I get even deeper. And as a bronze, I get 3 generations of bronze matching. As a diamond, a platinum, I get 4 generations of platinum matches. And as a diamond, I get 5 generations of diamond matches. See, once you understand that, you can recognize game, okay? You can recognize what's going on. I'm not, and I tell people, no, I don't bash companies. I just expose companies. There's a difference. That's not bashing. And I really could care less who gets mad at me, because we're upsetting the industry. So when I see that stuff, first of all, I tell them, you know, how I really feel. Don't ever message me again. I hope you don't message LiveGood people with this garbage. And number 2 is, where are the generational matches? I don't want to see you match levels. No, generations. That's why nobody wants to not pay their $10 membership. I'm not even going to cover that. Okay, $10 a month. I'd pay the whole year. But see, guys, what happened with me, here we're going to go with my story. About years ago, I was in a company called Skinny Body Care. The owner was Ben Delinsky. We ran in that company for 8 years. So when you hear these knuckleheads out here saying, oh, Ben's going to sell the company, I was with Ben for 8 years. Ben also has a back-end company. It's a tool. I'm not even going to cover that. It's been around 15 years. Still paying commissions, 15 years, okay? So when you hear that stuff, I'll give you the facts. And in that company, I made about $4.5 million. And I made some very bad decisions. One, I was with someone that loved money and liked nice things. My ex literally didn't have to work for 10 years. And, had a lot of fun. Bought a big old $350,000 house. Somebody needs to meet out there. I bought a $350,000 house. I paid cash for it. At the time, I had 2 Porsches, both were leased, brand new. So, anyway, I forget my train of thought. Anyways, in that previous company, made $4.5 million, was living a good life, house paid for, cars paid for, just nothing. And Ben got out of the industry, and he contacted me. He was just frustrated. Ben's made a lot of money in the industry, so it wasn't a money thing. He was just tired of, not seeing distributors win. But yeah, so I had all the goodies. I had all the fine things you call them, but I was very stupid with my money. I was trying to please everybody else. Again, my ex didn't work for 10 years, and but I didn't manage my money. And I was living the good life. I was traveling all over and thought nothing could go wrong. And when Ben got out the industry, and I just told you why, Ben walked away, and I hadn't saved like I should have been saving. And I got to a point where I got very sick. I had double pneumonia, and I was rushed to the hospital. Had surgery about a week later, being in the hospital, and woke up and I had these tubes in me. And it was funny, when I woke up, Desiree Ingram, the one you saw there, was actually in there when I was revived. And I had actually died twice on the table. And that was the first time. And I became where I couldn't walk anymore. My muscles had tightened up. And anyways, I get back home and some weird things were starting to happen. I started to notice things. And I'm just going to say my ex. And one thing I'm not going to do is ever talk negative about, somebody was in my life. And I don't do that. But what happened was I got talked into selling that house. And because I paid cash for it, it was a cash out. Ended up having to pay the IRS half of it. And the other half of it, I made another bad decision, is I put that money, the proceeds from the house, into my ex's account. And I didn't get any of that. And I woke up one day because, anyway, I'm going to cut through a lot of this, but we were living in an apartment that the rent wasn't being paid, that I didn't know anything about. And I was sick. I was recovering because I went back in the hospital for double pneumonia the second time. And that time was really scary. But anyway, fast forward, I literally woke up one day and my ex and the kids, the furniture, everything was gone. Everything was gone. Everything. No money. I'm living on 16 flights of steps in a wheelchair. I mean, I can't even get to the bathroom, guys. And I had nobody to help me. I couldn't get up and down the steps. I actually broke both my arms crawling down steps. And it was tough, but I was literally in a position that all I had was the clothes on my back. And I found out that apartment hadn't been paid for. And so I started squatting for a few days until the internet got cut off, because I could still do what I had to do on my phone. And at the time I was in LiveGood, but back then, LiveGood was nothing you could work full time. It was nothing you could really pour into because it had a unilevel compensation plan. There was no power line. We weren't international. But I understood Ben's vision of being able to take high quality products, and instead of ripping people off through a network marketing plan and jacking that product up and putting what's called volume on it, we could, mark the product up $1 or $2. The company's healthy, but people were able to get a membership and with the membership, you could get those products, high quality products at a lower price. So it made sense. But there was no money in it. So again, here I am. Literally, I called an ambulance, 911. I knew the game, and I knew how to play the game. I thought I did. And I let them know at the hospital that I was suicidal. Now, why did I do that? So they could give me 3 meals, and they would keep me as long as they would keep me. And they released me from the hospital to a mental facility, recovery center, whatever you call it. And that was good. I had a good week of 3 meals a day, people to talk to. It was cool to me. I'd still be there if they let me. I had my cell phone, and but they knew I was playing the game on them, so they kicked me out. And they gave me a ticket over to a shelter, homeless shelter. I'm like, wow. I mean, I've lost everything. And remember, I had all those Porsches and stuff. I let all that go back, ruined my credit. Totally just, I said, come get them. I mean, it was voluntary repossession. So I ended up going to that homeless shelter and ended up crying my eyes out. And I said, I can't do this. And with that bus ticket they gave me, I literally went to the Dallas-Fort Worth airport, and I stayed on the international side all night, acting like I had a flight going out, which was playing the system again. I'd never been homeless before. And, what am I going to do? And I never forget, I had about $5 in my pocket. And I actually gave my $5. Here I am with nothing. And there was a guy from Korea, and all he had was Korean money. And he was headed back home, and he wanted something to eat. And I spent my last $5 on the vending machine. What I'm going to do with $5? I have nothing. Okay, so $5 isn't going to hurt me. And he was hungry. So, that being that, and I'm trying to figure it out. Well, anyway, the airport management kicked me out of the airport when they figured out I was squawking. And so I had to go back to that shelter. And here's the story with the shelter. At the shelter, you have to check in every day at 2 o'clock, okay? And at 2 o'clock, you would stand in line. Here I am in a wheelchair now, and we are here in the elements. But I would go to the men's shelter, and you had to check in at 2 o'clock and get a number. And each night at 5 o'clock, based on your number, depending on if you got a place to sleep that night, which was basically you got a cot, okay? And you had to live by their rules. But the story of when I went from the airport to that homeless shelter, I was in a Greyhound bus station on my cell phone, and this homeless person literally came up to me and said, hey, let me see your cell phone. Me being stupid, not thinking. I give her my cell phone, and she runs out the door with it. So I lost my cell phone before I got to this shelter, so I had no cell phone. I had no communications. Nobody would help me. Nobody would come see me. And I never forget the date because it was my daughter's birthday, October the 26th. And I didn't even see my daughter that day. And anyways, the shelter had a community center. And every morning you would get up. If you wanted to eat breakfast, you had to go to the community center and eat wherever the food came from, and it was horrible. But they would feed you, so it was good to me. And whatever you could get. And they had computers there. So every morning I would hop on those computers and log in. And every morning I would hit Des up. And we're talking probably because she's an hour ahead. It was 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. I'd hit her up and she'd ask me, am I doing all right? Do we need to come down? I'm like, no. I'm going to figure this out. No. And, but yeah, I would get on that computer for a couple hours because again, I had no cell phone. And that was my daily activity. And they would put you out of that center at noon. So I would have to wait 2 hours outside in the elements again to roll to the men's center to check in. That went on for a week because they have to process you. And I brought a few things here. Here's my homeless card right here. I'm actually going to frame this and put it on my wall when I buy this new house when I move to Atlanta. But yeah, that's my homeless card. I was homeless. I didn't have ID. This is what they give you. I had no ID, no birth certificate, no social security card, nothing. So what they do is it takes time. They have to process that stuff for you to get that. And what most people do in the shelters is they're waiting on what's called a housing credit, where they can go get a home on Section 8, okay? And some of them are there because they want to be there. I mean, I met people literally earning $5,000, $6,000 a month in Social Security or disability or VA benefits. And I'm like, why in the hell are you in the homeless shelter? I mean, but, every time they would get paid, they'd go do the dumb stuff and have a good time for a few days. And guess what? Same cycle, back in the homeless shelter. So, and I had no phone. I wasn't trying to recruit nobody there. But, all I had was a dream to get my life back and to figure it out, And I tell people all the time, sometimes you just got to figure it out. Whatever you're going through, you got to figure it out. Nobody's going to figure it out for you. And I don't like borrowing money. I don't like help. Even Des and her husband were willing to come get me from that shelter. Now, I'm going to figure this out. And anyways, let's get ahead of that. while they were waiting on my paperwork, I found out that they would give you a bus ticket anywhere in the country. They had a program, but somebody had to accept you. And thank God for my sister. She said, yeah, I got you. And they gave me a bus ticket to Virginia, where my sister lives, actually where I am now. And that was another tricky thing because I'm in a wheelchair, and Greyhound, it was really illegal what they were doing. They haul these buses that aren't equipped for wheelchairs. So my 2-day trip from Dallas to Virginia turned into me being in the bus station for almost a week. Now, you want to meet some crazy people? Go to a 24-hour Greyhound bus station. you will see everything. And yeah, so that was a mess and tricky, but I finally got to Virginia and stayed with my sister. And while I was there, she got my birth certificate for me. She took me to get social services, food stamps. And because of that food stamp card, now I would take the food stamp credits and just give it to her to help her out because I didn't need it. And I was glad to have a roof over my head and somebody that cared about me. And yeah, I'm gonna get emotional. Anyways, here I am living in my sister's house and had to abide by her. Here I am, 54-year-old man. And I'm having to live by her rules. You know, she goes to bed at 9 o'clock. She's up in the morning going to work. I mean, it is what it is. And I'm used to being up all night and on my cell phone. I didn't even have a cell phone. But because I had that card, I was able to go online and get a free government phone. I call it the government phone, whatever you want to call it. And they sent me a phone. They gave me 3 minutes. I was in heaven because my sister had internet. So all they did was log into her internet. So when she would go to bed at 9 o'clock, I could be quiet, but I'd be on my cell phone. And, you know, still didn't have any money, wasn't no money coming in. I didn't have any of the proceeds from the house. I'm living with my sister. And it was so bad. I used to go to the store from my sister's house. I would have to scroll to the store. And it's funny, she gave me this. This is a vest, right? So I wouldn't get hit by any cars. With my butt being rolling up the street to the store, doing it that way, but I got a cell phone, and I was talking to Ben, and Ben said, man, we're about to turn it on. We're going to turn on the power line marketing system. We're going to go international, and I'm going to put this pay plan in here with this 2-buy with generational matching. I said, holy cow, here we go. You know, all I saw was $25 per person you enroll. And we went to work. So December the 26th, I believe, Ben turned everything on. And that's when we went from 2,500 distributors in this company to we did 100,000 members in our first 90 days. That's insane. And that was actually nothing. But I was able to get these weekly checks. And after the first couple of weeks, I went from zero, living at my sister's house, to now direct deposits coming in. You know, we're getting close to $1,000 a week out the gate. So I tell all you guys, I don't want to hear it. I mean, you can literally earn some serious money right now. You know, don't complain. Stop jumping all over the place. Stop looking at all this look-alike company. Stop listening to these people in these emails that are in your head that they don't care nothing about you. And I'm going to be honest with you. If they did, if they're in live, I mean, it's just no way. If you know your numbers. And but anyways, I started getting, you know, $800, $1,000 a week. My sister's thinking I'm crazy because I'm like, hey, Michelle, I'm making some money. She's like, well, whatever. You always been in the money. Well, here we go. And finally moved out from my sister's place to where I am right now. I'm in an extended stay hotel. Surprise, you guys didn't know. I actually love it. And but I've been able to build this thing. And I understood $25 per person I enrolled. And then I started watching how the behavior of the pay plan worked, and those weekly checks started growing because now my team started duplicating, and you get 9 levels, you know, and that $49.95 that comes in, the company's paying out over 80% of it because it's paying 9 levels deep. So somebody comes in on your 10th level, I mean, you may get 40 cents, but when you understand, man, them 50 cents add up. I mean, I'm getting $1,000 a month just on that, okay? And I knew the numbers from working with him before and how that progression works. So I was making my money on the weekly, but then, man, the monthly started hitting. And, you know, I think the first check, it was like my matrix check was like, I told y'all I could get a call. I think it was $300. And I was excited. That was $300 matrix. But my generational matching that first month was over $1,200. So I think I made like $3,000 the first check because it takes, excuse me, time for this thing to build out. So I went from, you know, $1,000 weekly to now I've got a residual income coming in here of over $1,200. Now, you take me, that's a lot of money. And I think one of the problems we're going to have in LiveGood is people are going to start making a lot of money. They're going to start getting that big head, and their ego's going to get that pride, and they're thinking, oh, if I got people over here, I can go. No, it's the behavior of the pay plan. So I went from that to here we are, over 500,000 distributors. That's insane. And just this is our 7th month. This next week we will pay out our 7th month commission month on the monthlies. God, I don't know how bad you want it, but you're literally listening to a guy living in an extended stay hotel. You know, I was so happy the other day. My sister took me to get glasses. Man, since I've been in that homeless shelter, I found these glasses. I found them on the street. These were not my prescription. They're close. You see that? It doesn't even have that's why I would never get on Zooms. I felt so bad because I felt uncomfortable because I looked like an idiot with these glasses that I can barely see, and it doesn't even have a thing on it. So I treated myself to some new glasses, got a couple of pairs, and I'm excited. People say, Tim, all that money you're making, I'm just getting started. I care about you guys. I want you guys to win. I get more excited. You know, when I saw Fernando hit Crown Diamond, yeah, I'm going to take a hit. So what? Spread the wealth. Because I know the more people that are making money is a win-win for everybody. See, people don't understand that. When all of us in the shared community are helping each other get healthier and loving on each other and not walking around here with our chest stuck out, oh, I'm a Crown Diamond. Who cares? I don't need to go buy a Lamborghini or rent one and take a picture in my Lamborghini chilling to impress who? You? I don't need to go buy some big home mansion that I could and pay $5,000, $6,000 a month. For what? For what? When now I'm in a position, I'm on the other side of the money. Fernando's going to wake up to a blessing next week, going to blow his mind. And listen to this. That Filipino team, man, I got to give you a shout out. I got to just say, you guys are just amazing. I mean, it's a pleasure to get up at 7 o'clock a.m. my time, and I'm on Zooms with the Filipino group. Why? Because they're moving. I'm up at midnight sometimes on Zooms with Africa. Why? Because they're moving. They're taking action. See, guys, I'm telling you. Yes, somebody's knocking on my door. That's my train of thought. Yeah, but everybody's moving, man. The Polish team. My God, I mean, all we do is plug and play. It's not, and here's the thing, I'm going to close with this, is what I love about this company. I've been doing this 30 years, and one thing I've always hated was egos. I would hate going to events where literally, unless you were a certain rank, I'm on a Zoom. Unless you were a certain rank in that company. Hey guys, I'm on a Zoom. They're knocking on my door. Yeah, anyways. So I've lost my train of thought. Anyways, I love this company because you would go to conventions and literally, you would be separated and segregated. Where if you didn't do this, or they would have trips, and it would always be the diamonds and the royal crown and all of that. What about the little guy? What about this person that worked their butt off to sponsor 3 or 4 people that's doing that every month? What about the Hope Sevens that never had made money in this industry? What about the Christopher Hopkins? Guy's a diamond. He'll make $27,000. He'll make over $30,000 this month. Okay? This guy has never made more than $500 a month in the industry. And what I love is we're able to help everybody. I had a young lady hit me the other day. She says, Tim, I just signed up this lady. She's ready to run. She's in Poland. Can I plug in with the Poland? I said, absolutely. And I'm able to say, here, plug them in with here. If you have people in the Philippines, I plugged some hope in with the Philippine group. I can't do it. Other companies, man, if you weren't part of that Filipino group, you would not get in their group. They would be, no, this is just for our team. We have this training and we do things different over here. All that nonsense went together. Let me close with some noise in my background. I'm going to jump off, but listen. You're listening to a guy that went from homeless, you heard my son on a Zoom, and this, did somebody meet me out? And, hold on, guys. I just got contacted yesterday by a news company. They want to come document this. Guys, listen to this. I am literally on track to earn over $1.2 million this year. That's right now. Now, it's going to grow this month. I don't know what the check's going to be. I could care less. But guys, if I can do it, you can do it. If I can get up every day and I can get on the Zooms and I can, learn this business and I can go out there and share this opportunity where for $50 and $10 a month, I can change your life. Now, it's not for everybody. And this is also where we get caught up. I did a post yesterday. Stop chasing and looking for whales. Stop looking for the Tim Millers of the world. Stop looking for these lion leaders online. In this company, we have people making more money than these lion, and I call them lion leaders. Yeah, they got rank. Yeah, they built some company 20 years ago. And you spending all your time trying to get this person. We be able to tell Tim, I'm trying to sign up this whale. Can you get him on the phone with Ben? No, Ben doesn't want to talk to them. Ben loves the guy that just does the two and goes bronze. When we're producing over 5,000 bronzes a week, that's what excites him. That's what excites me. I love the diamonds. I love the crown. This check. But what about each and every one of us? All we have to do is go get two. What's frustrating, and you can't push rope, is the people that don't go get two. Or the people that's always, people, Tim is the call recorded. I don't know. I see people hit recording, but why does that matter? You show up to blow up. You can't make it fine. Did you plug your team in? Is your team on this Zoom this morning? Because I know, here we go. Tim, was it called? That was a great call. Was it recorded? Why? So you can send it out to everybody, right? Why didn't you invite them to the call? Well, they were busy. They had to work. And that's fine. I get it. That's life. I do know this. There are people on here from all over the world at all different hours of the world. And they've made the sacrifice to be up at 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock a.m. to be right here. Now, if they can find a way, I always say, winners find a way, everybody else just makes excuses. See, I'm in a place right now, literally, people out here working, complaining, they're working 13-hour shifts in some warehouse, making $12, $13, $14 an hour. I show them this, they look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, okay, this is not for everybody. Tim can't push a rope. I'm signing up Uber drivers. I know they want to make some extra money, right? I'm showing them live good. And all you have to do is open your mouth. And when I say open your mouth, post. Don't listen to these people. Stop listening to gurus. But where I was going with that, I did a post yesterday. Stop chasing whales. Go out there and find two people that are hungry. Two people that won't change. Two people that just want to make a difference in the world. You don't need some big hitter here and live good. But I promise you, if you just go get two and help those two, I'm going to be done with this, turn it back to you. Now listen to this. I have not signed up one whale in this company. Not one. I have not signed up any beasts or any gurus or any top network marketers or any leaders with the team. But the team has grown to all of you. Why? Because somebody knew somebody that knew somebody. I don't know anybody in the Philippines. I don't know anybody. Well, I do know one guy in Japan. He's in this, Edward Keith, but I don't know people all around the world. I don't know anybody in Africa. I don't know anybody in Poland. I don't know people everywhere, but I do know this. I know on Facebook I can post, and if I get a couple of people, they can go get a couple of people, and they can go get a couple of people, and guess what happens? It just goes like this. But nobody's going to follow someone that does not believe. No one's going to follow someone that's all over the place. I step on toes sometimes. I'm going to tell you guys, don't contact Timbo complaining about your team not doing nothing. Don't contact me that your team is crazy. They're looking at these other deals. They done doing something. Don't do that if you're doing it. Mm-hmm. I said it. Don't do it if you're doing it. If you've been jumping company to company, don't get mad when your team is jumping company to company. Just love on them. But people duplicate you. And you got to do for you first. Don't give me this. I want to help the community. I want to help my great. Why not? Help yourself first. See, when I was homeless, I had to look out for Tim for once. I had to look out for that guy, me. See, some of you, always, I want to help people. I want to give. I want to build this. Great. Go do it. Just go do it. It all starts real simple. Go get 2. There's the secret. Help those 2 get 2. And just keep repeating that till diamond. Give yourself 6 months, 12 months of focus. You already see what's happening. In 7 months, 2 crown diamonds, over 35 diamonds. That's a 6-figure income all day long. Guys, we will have silvers in this company making over $1,000 a month, all day long. Because there's a silver, what do you need, 20 people? Guys, you can do this. I don't like telling this story. I don't know who recorded it, but there it is, okay? We are just getting started. We're going to build this thing big. Go out there and get 2 today. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not wait till the month. And boy, let me tell you this. I got to give you this. If y'all went on that call yesterday, they talked about that collagen product. We're about to blow the doors off this industry. They don't even see us coming. And being said, he gave y'all a hint. Not only would it be the best collagen product this market has ever seen, listen to this, less than $40. Less than $40 for our members. When you get off of this Zoom, you can go to Amazon. You can go to any other network marketing company that's selling a collagen product. Guys, you're talking 8. There you go. I thought I said it wrong. He said less than $30. He said less than $30. See, I love this team. Y'all are telling me. Less than 30. That's just something added to it. Look what happened. We just had our biggest day from products when that factor 4 hit. See, guys, some of y'all just don't get it. You look. Do you understand when we have 1 million members and a new product comes in here and you got 1 million people on your team and 10% of them, 100,000 buy that new product? What's going to happen to that volume?